You heard Ron Paul earlier say that he believes gold's only going to continue to explode upward. The IMF sells billions and billions in gold, trying to drive it down like they've done the last few years. It explodes. And I believe Ron Paul's right. They are failing. Well, they admit they're failing to drive it down. Ted, again, tell people the offer you've got. So you've almost run out of gold. You bought at the 1,020 level. That sounds high, but it's actually low. And it's up at 1,090 right now, pushed up to 1,099 yesterday. Fire out the number for folks that want to call and talk to the brokers and order some silver and gold coins at great prices.
Yeah, the number is 1-800-686-2237. Again, it's 1-800-686-2237. And Ron Paul's exactly right. They create these little opportunities for me to buy gold low. They sell their gold. They try to suppress it. They're trying to keep people away from gold, but they are losing in that battle. And the reason is because the world wants to get away from the dollar. So every time they start selling, the rest of the world starts buying. And
because they want to get rid of their dollars and grab up the gold. This has always worked in the past for them. It's not working now. Folks, the globalists are obsessed with gold and silver. You need to get involved. 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. I believe people are insane if they don't take advantage of this offer. Is anything perfect? No, but it's as close as a silver bullet as you're going to get is silver and gold. 800-686-2237. One more time, 800-686-2237. And the brokers can hold those deals until midnight again, Ted?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm real happy that the market's allowing me to do that. So you bet we'll hold it right through midnight.
Thank you, Ted Anderson. All right, let's go ahead now and go to Woody in Illinois. Woody, thanks for holding. Go ahead.
Yeah, Alex, how you doing today? I just wanted to compliment you on your program to enlighten the general public on the plans of the global elitists to exterminate our population. I've been doing my own research, and I'd like everybody to look up H.R. Bill 8791. It's a House Appropriations bill. It's on YouTube. You can pull it up. You can see the representative from Pennsylvania talk about it. And just about every other word out of his mouth as he's reading this bill is the word classified. And it's Homeland Security Funding Appropriations Bill. And it's designed in the event of some type of attack.
All right, let me stop you. Let me stop you. There are real executive orders, Presidential Decision Directive 51, John Warner Defense Authorization Act. But what the Onion did is they, right after that broke last year, and real congressmen went to the floor and said basically what the Onion video says. The Onion newspaper puts out fake news. They almost copied it word for word and put the Onion on it to discredit it. So that's not real. But in the Obama deception, we have the real clips of them talking about that. So I get these calls every week now, and people put flu executive order on it, again, to fool people. Look at the lower right-hand corner. There's an Onion there. Do you know about the Onion newspaper?
Yes, I do, yes.
So, and you're not bad, Woody. They just fooled you. This is the type of diabolical crap they do, and I appreciate your call. Here we have John Warner Defense Authorization Act, PDD 51 for martial law, the president to become a dictator. All these real congressmen, Senator Inhofe, all these real people, Congressman Domenici coming out about it, talking about real things. And then all anyone talks about is the Onion with its fake. And that's what COINTELPRO does. I'm not saying the Onion's COINTELPRO, but they might as well get a paycheck from the government. Because now, anytime you talk about martial law legislation that's public, no one will look at it. They'll pull the Onion out, throw it right in your face. That's how Black Ops works. What the establishment does when they're really putting troops on the streets or really setting up FEMA camps or any other issue is they put out fake stories to then discredit all the real ones. That's what Glenn Beck does. I'm not attacking Glenn Beck. It's just a fact he does it. That's how he discredited FEMA camps, even though they're all admitted. Let's go to Malcolm in Texas. Malcolm, you're on the air.
Hi, Alex. How you doing?
Good.
I saw your film, Fall of the Republic. Loved it. Sent copies out to friends and relatives. 2 people were shocked by it, got no other responses, but overall, it was a great, great film. Loved it.
Well, thank you.
Sure. Have a question for you. I was hoping to ask Ron Paul this because this sort of concerned him. In 1966, Alan Greenspan wrote an article when he was with Ayn Rand's Secret Society, and the article
it was republished, and it was republished in a compendium book she put out where he talked about gold, put down the Federal Reserve, and that's why they came and then hired Greenspan away.
Right. Well, the story that I've heard this in the 1980s. I was many years ago studied economics and stuff. I've heard stories. I'm not sure it's true. Hoping you could verify this, and I was actually hoping Ron Paul could verify this. Ron Paul got an actual copy of the original treatise that Greenspan wrote and got him to autograph it. And when he asked him if he believed in it, after he autographed it, Greenspan looked at him in the eye and said, "Absolutely, I would not change a single word in it." And my question was, I mean, I've heard this in the 1980s, and I'm not sure if it's true, and you're going to probably disagree with me, but is it possible that with Alan Greenspan being appointed by Ronald Reagan, who was pro-gold standard when he was before he got shot by Hinckley and stuff, is it possible that Alan Greenspan, his whole mess that he created, the incredible inflation he generated, the removal of Glass-Steagall, all of that, is it possible that he was trying to force us to go back to the gold standard, kicking and screaming, like he said he was going to do when he was with Ayn Rand's little group?
Well, the problem is the bankers wouldn't have put him in if he was some secret operative of somebody else. I mean, we know that Greenspan was just the chairman of the Fed. That's really a front organization. The real power is the chairman of the New York Fed, and really it's just speculation. I judge a tree by its fruits. In the 70s, Greenspan went over to the dark side, and so we know he's bad. But certainly big central banks have been hoarding gold, and they are talking about having a final global currency, as Ron Paul said last hour, that is partially gold-backed because they're going to be holding all the gold. That's why I differ a bit with Ron Paul about trying to go back to gold, and he's even said you can't do it automatically because it's all held predominantly. Some individuals have small amounts, but it's held predominantly by the elites. That's why we protect ourselves by getting gold and silver. But it is true. I mean, I don't need to ask Greenspan if he meant it. He wrote it. He criticized the Federal Reserve. He called for a gold standard. He criticized fractional reserve banking. I've read the essay. So that's basically it.
Mm-hmm. But I've always heard that Ayn Rand's secret group, one of their missions, and he was a big worshiper of Ayn Rand at the time, one of their big missions was to get rid of the Federal Reserve, bring back gold as our money, and to bring back true economic freedom by any means necessary. And, yeah, I've heard the argument that Alan Greenspan went to the dark side and so forth, but what if there was some secret agenda all along and this was like a big act?
Yeah, what if Santa Claus is real? I mean, I think there's a lot better chance that what you're saying is true than if Santa Claus and the elves are real. It's just, I don't do a lot of speculating. I sit here and I cover the facts. We need to get rid of the Federal Reserve, get the Congress back under control of monetary policy, and I don't believe we should go back to a pure gold standard because that can be manipulated. We need monetary control and education of the public and to get rid of fractional reserve banking. Thank you.